Great. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining Kickoff Labs live marketing chats. These are live weekly events that are focused on helping you improve your marketing through interviews, case studies, and critiques. Today, we're going to be doing live landing page reviews. Let me go ahead and tell everybody in the chat that we are now live. To please press play. Looks like our founder, Josh Ledgard, is already in the chat, taking questions and ready to talk to anybody in the actual chat box. So as I mentioned, today we're going to be doing live landing page reviews. It's our chance to look at some of our most recent customer pages and provide some smart marketing feedback as far as the overall conversion rate and helping you improve your design too. We also are probably going to have some non-Kickoff Labs pages thrown into the mix, which is totally fine. The goal here is to really help anyone and everyone achieve a great landing page conversion rate, whether or not you're using Kickoff Labs viral marketing tool set, which, by the way, if you are, you're probably going to be getting at least 35% more leads using our unique refer a friend mechanism. So just so you're aware. But we'll be taking a look at all the pages in just a moment. Joining us for today's live landing page reviews is, as I mentioned, our Kickoff Labs founder, Josh Ledgard. He's actually here to help provide you with advice that you can only get from a company founder. Thanks for joining us, Josh.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I always love giving people feedback, good or bad, on their landing pages.
Yeah, because actually that's what we'll be looking at. I mean, we'll be calling out all the good parts, but we will be also just mentioning about the overall improvements that you can make to your page. So hopefully a little bit later on during the chat, hopefully we'll be joined by our web designer, Laura Lee. She's currently out, but as I mentioned, she should be joining in within the next few minutes, and she's here just to make sure that your designs are looking great and get your customers taking action. And finally, I'm Izzy Palmerin. I'm a Kickoff Labs Technical Marketing Pro, where I'll be providing marketing tips on how you can improve your overall conversion rate. So we'll all be jointly reviewing your page, but feel free to ask for specific advice from each of us in the chat box. So we'll all be taking a look at the actual chat just to see if there's any questions. So so without further ado, we can go ahead and start jumping into the page reviews. Looks like Gabriel already submitted a page, and we have guest 4937 of Ready Hostbox. If you did submit a page, go ahead and leave that URL within the chat box. That would really help us out. And let's go ahead and just jump into the first page, shall we, Josh?
Okay.
All righty. So since it's a very small event, we can actually probably Josh and I provide some feedback on your page. So pretty lucky. All right, so we're looking at getgamechat.com. I'm just saying that it's a really simple page. I mean, relatively simple with just a logo at the top. The whole page is really screaming for a lot of attention. That's what I really feel with the whole, like with the red color scheme. So my eyes are being drawn a whole bunch of places, like to the center image here, that's kind of like called out. The gaming logos here at the bottom, which is like Xbox, PlayStation Mobile. So my attention is being drawn all over the place. That's good and that's bad. Let's see what your ultimate goal on the page is, and if it's kind of like driving people towards that. So the headline here is saying connect chat anywhere. Alrighty, that's pretty simple. Very simple headline actually, and each is its own sentence technically. So connect chat anywhere. The sub headline just provides a little bit of additional information. Talk to all of your friends through your accounts, all in one app. Okay, I guess it's kind of I like the fact that obviously, I mean, you guys look like you have a unique product. It looks like you really know specifically who your target audience is. It tends to be gamers here, but there's no mention of game. Like there's game chat within the actual logo, but the headline itself. Let me go ahead. Even though I have a red marker, it's probably not even gonna. You probably won't even see it. I'll go ahead and make this blue. So you see that there's no mention of like gaming or gamers anywhere in your actual headline, anywhere in your sub headline as well. You're mentioning about like talking to your friends, but why don't you? I mean, really, if this is focused towards gamers, I would really, really use their own terminology, use their own jargon. They do use terminologies like gamers and a lot of other things. I mean,
I would just I agree with Izzy. Like we always tell people that you have to the pictures and the words have to you can't assume that people see the pictures or understand the context between the pictures and the words on the page, and the words have to be able to stand on their own. The pictures should be able to stand on their own too, ideally, but the words here, like if I just got rid of all the pictures on the page, the words here would tell me, oh, this is another like all-in-one chat app, like, you know, Apple Messages or like the Android chat app or whatever the, you know, the popular chats are that mix all of the different chatting apps. And I don't think that's the market. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure based on your logo and the picture, that's not the market you're going after. And so somewhere in that title or subtitle, like connect, game chat everywhere, talk to your friends, like it should be mentioned, like as he says, the gaming aspect should be mentioned there.
yeah, totally. And let me go share my screen again. All right, so yeah, that's extremely crucial. I mean, your copy has to include specifically words that your audience uses, and it has to stand on its own, just like Josh mentioned. Cool. So once I start looking at the rest of the page, and actually the logo looks really good. Your image here, it looks really good. Like it on its own, people can easily deduce kind of what it does. People can see that they connect their Xbox accounts, their PlayStation, and all that, and it's all on a mobile device. So it's pretty straightforward. But the copy doesn't mention any of those things. So it's really important.
The only thing about the design is I agree with what Izzy said right off the bat, is that it's a very loud page. Like, you know, it looks like the phones are kind of busting through this loud red wall. The yellow is really loud. The logo is in the upper left. It kind of pulls my eye. And while the text is readable on this page, I feel like you'd be better off if you swapped the sides and the text and the copy was on the left side and the image was on the right, because humans tend to read left to right in at least most English-speaking markets, what you're after. And if we're reading left to right and you want to make sure that people understand what you're doing, then you want to grab their attention with the words first. And so just to reprioritize the page by putting the words on the left and the image on the right. So I just might swap the sides of the page.
That's actually a great suggestion. Yeah, I would totally swap that, or maybe even, I mean, because I guess they're kind of concerned that the logo and the headline might clash a little bit, but I really wouldn't be too concerned about that. Maybe make the logo slightly smaller so that it would connect a little better. But that would, I believe that the swapping of sides would work better. And looking at the call to action too, like around the actual call to action, there's no real incentive to actually sign up. You're leading in with the headline, sub-headline, and straight away you're just jumping into the form, like sign me up, your email here. That you're not telling people, like you're not giving people any type of instruction, and much less there's no incentive to actually sign up. So first, let's talk about the actual instruction. You need to actually tell people, okay, sign up to get access, sign up to start chatting with friends. Are you treating this like a contest, which as far as the most successful customers using Kickoff Labs, when they treat their product launch or their business launch kind of like a contest, it tends to perform a little bit better. And we could talk about prizes and all that stuff a little bit later, but really you should be kind of focusing it as to what people should actually be doing after they read these headlines. So what's the next instruction here? My question marks look really crappy. I apologize for that. But yeah, like what's the next step? It shouldn't jump into like sign me up, because at this point people might not know exactly what they're getting. I could still use Facebook chat. I could use all those things. I mean, and if I really wanted to like geek out, I could connect all these services to like messages too. So like what's the unique selling point? I mean, obviously I could talk to everybody here, but what's the main unique selling point? That's kind of what I would use as the like instructions. Hey, like unify all your gaming platforms into a single one. Just sign up and you'll get early access, or sign up and you'll be among the first beta testers, something. So And as far as the incentive too, I mean, actually I thought there was going to be more on the page. I was ready to scroll down and see some more features. Yeah, so it's a pretty bare minimum page. Putting some kind of incentive, like what's the main reason to actually sign up? Not the instructions, like please sign up, but really like what are people getting out of giving up their email to you right now? People online, they've actually they've gotten a little bit more greedy and more smart. People don't sign up for services just because. People want to know what they're going to be getting out of it right away. So if you use Kickoff Labs, I mean, I would really recommend checking out kickofflabs.com/showcase, which is a really, really good page that has a lot of customer examples. My internet's a tad slow, so I do apologize for that. But just jump into kickofflabs.com/showcase, and you'll see a whole bunch of really good customer case studies. And the really successful ones, they always treat it like a contest. So if you jump into a couple of the case studies, I would really highly recommend probably taking a look at the Solo Eyewear one, at the one with the dog image. That's a really good one. Maybe the Glowforge one, that's going to provide you with some really good insights as well. But yeah, just probably treating it like a contest is going to get you some more results, some better results. And I'm sure Josh has some feedback on that as well. Or maybe not.
I do. I was muted. No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, just saying you've signed people up to the mailing list doesn't give them any sense of like a next step or feeling like they're really part of anything. Like you need to make people feel like they're part of a movement. And especially in the gamer space, like people can be highly competitive and highly motivated. So having a challenge, like you'll see in some of the other pages that we'll review with Kickoff Labs, that really motivates people to sign up, actually would work really well in this space. I mean, there's some markets you're talking about, like, you know, a healthcare app or something where people might not be so willing to share with their friends. But in this case, like, people want to be able to say, hey, I found this cool new thing, and they want to be able to brag about it, and they want to earn points for bragging about it because they earn points on all their gaming systems already. Like, it's something that would be a really great fit.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's already gamified, and just by putting that like gamification aspect to it, oh man, it would take off. I really agree. Awesome. So let's go ahead and sign up, and let's see what happens. Alrighty, so sign me up. Oh, okay. So we probably have a strong opinion on this.
That's why I said what I said, because I'd gone ahead and signed up ahead of time. I knew it was going to happen when you signed up. It says we'll notify you shortly. Nobody wants to be notified shortly or anything. They want to know what's in it for them, and being notified is not what they signed up for.
But they have, okay, so yeah, exactly. Like being notified, it's not really. I mean, who really signs up to be notified? Not really, not too many people. I know that a lot of like Kickstarter customers, they tend to, because in that case they're getting early bird pricing. But most campaigns, they actually tell them, like,
that's still a monetary incentive, though.
Exactly.
I mean, it's still saying like sign up, be notified, so that you can get something out of it
cheaper. Yeah. Well, there is a call to action here. So there's a secondary call to action. Actually, there's 3 call to actions here. There's send me to Facebook, so I'll get lost in the chatter of my friends. Send me to Twitter, so I'll get lost in the chatter of all kinds of other stuff, or visit a blog. So let me go ahead and click visit a blog. Let's see what happens. And it sends me to getgay.chat/thanks/blog, and it looks like it's a
did it redirected
URL? Yeah. Actually, it just redirected. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Okay.
So, and then I'm just thrown into some article. I would really maybe so if you're going to be using this type of funnel, you should really be trying to funnel people towards your highest converting content. Let's say you've had your blog up for a couple months, and you've already identified the highest converting content. What do I mean by that? The content that people engage the most with, that maybe you have some links to, maybe some affiliate links, maybe some links back to your homepage that get people to actually sign up. That's the actual blog post that I would be promoting here, if you can change it up. But really, I would really focus on changing the first 2 steps. So the sign up page needs several improvements in our opinion, and the thank you page. You saw those. Well, actually, the pages that I was talking about under kickofflabs.com/showcase, a lot of these pages are like thank you pages. I'll go ahead and zoom in. So this is like one of our thank you pages. And as opposed to telling people just a simple thanks after they sign up, which you can do with Kickoff Labs, I mean, if you really wanted to, but the real power of this secondary thank you page step, and not only if you're using Kickoff Labs, I mean, lots of other providers kind of can do this for you, but you'll you're going to get a lot more people taking like a secondary action, inviting their friends. If after they sign up, you tell them, hey, thanks for signing up. Now, here's your special price, or here's your beta link. Now be sure to bring in people. Cause I mean, what's a messenger app if there's no additional people brought onto it? So make it as social as possible. That's my opinion. Alrighty. So hopefully we weren't too harsh on your page, Gabriel. So let's go ahead and move on to the next page. I believe that
I think it was ReadyHost.
Okay, so yeah, so Brett with ReadyHost. Josh, do you have that game open? Is that page open?
I do.
Alrighty. I don't think you're screen sharing yet, though.
I know.
Okay.
All right, so I've got the ReadyHost page open here. It's a really clean page. I like a lot about the page. It's really easy to read, except for like this ReadyHost, this R and the ReadyHost on top of this image. I think it's all just one image. Yeah, this is all just one image here. Like the logo is a little bit hard to read because of the shadows and the R and the red. You're gonna find a hard time finding a logo like color scheme that works on top of an image that has both light and dark elements in it. And so in this case, maybe it'd be better to have like the logo placed above this box here on the page. And then, but otherwise the page looks fairly clean. It's a little strange that there's not more, I say, padding above this box and below it if there's gonna be a background image in the top, and then you've got this bottom here for privacy and the copyright. In the space. I might change it to 2017 on the copyright. And then the other thing I noticed right off the bat is that there are two images here that look like they were arrow images. I was looking this up before, and they seem to be missing. And so I would figure out how, fix those images. It looks like maybe they had been uploaded to Kickoff Labs at one point, but the resource was deleted, or maybe you changed the resource but didn't update the page. And so, obviously it's a trust factor if you've got broken links or broken images on a page. So I would fix that. Same sort of thing as like making the logo look more credible and readable. Fixing that'll make a big difference. Then we get into the text, like ReadyHost, for host, by host. Are you a super host, Airbnb, newbie, VRBO, or B&B owner? I like that. That clearly goes right after like your market. You're saying like it's something for people who host these vacation properties or rental properties. I sort of wish this text stood out a little bit more, whether it was larger or what than this text, because this text is sort of like the details, and this text is really the headline that tells you who it is. So I wish this stood out a little bit more. But let's keep going. So discover monthly products with that wow factor to add a special touch for your guest experience. Create raving fans, repeat visitors, and make hosting better. There's some weird capitalization here, like make hosting. Like I'm not sure hosting should be capitalized. I get what you're doing. You're trying to emphasize the word hosting, but it just reads weird to have strange capitalization, like Superhost being S and H capitalized, unless that's a service I don't know about. I've not heard about it. Now that I read it, I think since you're discovering monthly products with that wow factor to add a special touch, like I would say products for host by host. Instead of just saying for host by host, it would say like wow products for host by host, or like products for host by host, like something in the main headline that even consolidates it better than what you have. And then this copy, like the text stands out because you used a different font, but it also doesn't really fit on the page. And so I would think about, how can you emphasize this? Maybe this, maybe this should be below the box as an incentive, below the sign up box saying win a 1-year subscription. Then it'll look separate from this text, and the different font choice will be different. And you can say, enter your email to win a 1-year subscription. It could be above or below. I think there's something about the way the fonts are that doesn't feel right to me. And I'm not a designer. I know when some things feel right and don't feel right. And there's something about the way that fonts are not balanced on the page. And this main headline should probably be larger and say more specifically what it is. This could probably have more information but be smaller. And then this could probably go back to being something that's different but a larger headline or underline or something, larger headline. So now let's go ahead and sign up and see what happens when I sign up. So the call to action of get invited. I like the use of the word invite because it sort of plays on like being invited to somebody's house and you're hosting. So in that case, I like the call to action. The other alternative would be to tie it to the year subscription, like enter to win or something that ties it to the contest. And so let's see what happens if I say get invited. All right, so I see I've got that's a wrap. You're on the list of privileged people who can participate in the first page appears. So that ReadyHost logo, put that above the text on this page just to keep things consistent. Like keep that logo and the branding consistent throughout the pages. So if people leave the browser and they go and they look at this other page, and then they say, okay, well, I'm back here. What was this? Oh, ReadyHost. Like it should be the brand name. Like if I'm clicking around, because people go back and forth to browser tabs all the time. So leaving the brand there is important. You're now on the list of privileged people who can participate in the first phase of pre-orders. Again, there's this weird capitalization of pre-orders here. Invite your friends, capitalize, to visit our website, capitalize. This being a little bit more consistent would be better here. Invite your friends who can invite. You're on the list of privileged people who participate in our first phase of pre-orders. Invite your friends to the website. There's no mention of the contest up here. You're talking about you want people to invite, but the invite links are down here. It says check, follow your stats, but the stats were already up here on the top, and the only place you have it linked to share, I guess you got these share links here like Facebook, Twitter. They just, for the way this page was changed with the color scheme and these boxes, it doesn't really feel like these stand out and they should be higher on the page, and maybe this one should be lower. Because your first call to action, if half the people are going to come to the page and not have anyone signed up yet, they should know about the call to action of getting people to sign up, which are these links down here. Then secondary is how successful has that been, right? You think about like the order that you want people to do things in. Most people, you want them to look at this page and click on these buttons to click share, and then check on their stats after the fact. And so I would order things more that way instead of leading with friends referred. I would take this piece and this link up to up one level higher. And also, it looks like you're saying or copy and paste the link below, but the link is not the sharing link for some reason. And I would figure out why that's not the sharing link. Is it something with Kickoff Labs? It looks like that was just entered manually, because if I enter on Twitter here, yeah, I'm clearly getting the sharing link. So I've got the proper sharing link with the URL and everything. Win a 1-year subscription, make your hosting better. Hosting just got better. And this is like the copy that like you distilled it down to a tweet. Like it's always good when people distill their pitch down to a tweet. Like this copy could be used on the home page, and it could also be used on this page for consistency. Like increase your, like you distilled your whole contest and your product pitch down into 140 characters, and that's something that would be of more value not just in the tweet but also to be repeated on both of these pages. Izzy, do you have any feedback?
No, not necessarily, but I did notice, I'm not showing the page, but I did notice that the tweet had like 2 hashtags that were combined. So yeah, just be careful with that.
Oh yeah, these two. There need to be a space between housing tips. And it looks like they're trying to save their character space, and now they're -1. And so I would look at your character count even just a little bit more closely to save some space there.
After RT, just get rid of those 2 dashes and that's it. Yeah, you're all. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can do that. So, all right, Izzy, do you have the next page up and ready?
Sure. Let's go ahead and look at the next page. And Brett, you actually mentioned that it's maxed out in the chat. We're not sure exactly what you meant by that, because we were actually making a bunch of comments. Well, Josh was making a bunch of comments. So if you could provide some feedback as to what do you mean by it's maxed out, that would help us out, so we can help you out. And also, Brett, just a comment to you. be sure to send an email to either our support team, support@kickofflabs.com, or Josh or myself, Izzy, just so we can actually take a look at your page, just to fix that share URL issue. Okay, so we'll be looking at the next page. I believe it was by Yusuf. Okay, so Yusuf submitted hadyati.ae. So let's go ahead and take a look at that page. And I'm looking at www.hadyati.ae. So it looks like it's an Arab Emirates page. So their customer focus, I believe, is going to be a little bit different. I'm pretty sure. So I'm looking at the actual page itself. It's okay. I mean, if you want us to be like blatantly honest, I'm not crazy about this like image logo here. Just because
it's a very low res look, like the pixelated nature of the image. It just feels very. I like the colors. I don't like the actual image. Like I like the brand colors, which I wish were represented on the page, like that orange and that blue would work really well. Instead of like they don't complement the red that's on the page at all. But also the image itself feels very. I don't know. Unless you're going for a retro feel, but it doesn't look intentionally retro. It feels very outdated.
Okay, exactly. Just a little bit, but really, what I was getting at is that there does seem to feel like some kind of actual disconnect between the actual color scheme. That you have some oranges here, you have some blues here, and then the rest of the page you have black as the background, and you have red that's actually calling out the gift box or gift experience and the call to action itself. So there does seem to be a lot of disconnect between your business image, which is the logo here, Hadyati with the orange, because I mean you actually have your name and the I dotted blue and everything. So so just keeping the page a little bit more consistent, giving it your own branding, like your actual color scheme on the page, is going to help provide a more consistent experience, and it won't feel as slightly unprofessional. So Josh and I, once we did look at it, our initial thoughts were that like, okay, this page just looks slightly unprofessional, but that's okay. I mean, you can definitely make a couple changes to actually help that. So as I did mention, the color scheme, kind of matching it up, is really, really going to help out. So let's go ahead and look at the actual copy of the page. So the copy, it just starts with a present they will always remember. Okay, gift box or gift experience. Now, my question to you, Yusuf, is who are you targeting with this type of, like with this page? Are you targeting U.S. customers? I assumed that you weren't. I mean, because you are actually in the Arab Emirates. So I'm assuming that you're probably targeting people in your demographic area. If you are, I just want to be sure that these are phrases and sentences that they do use. Like, is it gift box or gift experience? A present they will always remember. Are they some kind of terms that everybody can actually read, all of your target demographic, that they can read and they can easily relate to, that they can easily understand? Because that really needs to be like, that's the most important thing on the page, that the copy flows and that the copy is easy to understand, and that it matches up with your target demographic. Just as how I was commenting on the gamers page. So if you're targeting gamers, use words that your gamers would use, that your target audience would use. Same thing goes for you. So use words and use phrases that your own target audience would use. Like, ask yourself, is this a logo that they would say to themselves, oh, that's pretty awesome, yeah, I want to sign up for that? Or is this a sentence that they would talk to themselves with, that they might use amongst family or friends? If so, great, then you'll be converting a large percentage of them. If not, then this needs to be fixed up just a little bit. So let's look at the rest of the page. Gift box or gift experience. I love how you're actually treating this like a contest. So you are signed up to win prizes on launch. Select your own prize below. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so you're letting people choose. But really, if you're telling people select your prize below, I would really kind of list those prizes here, maybe in a couple bullet points. So like, enter to win the chance to, enter to get the chance to win these things. And let's see what they are. Let's go and take a look at the drop down. Hold on one sec. Helicopter. Oh, this is awesome. Helicopter ride, supercar for a day. Yeah, these things should really, really be on the page. first off, so people can actually see them, and they can actually like decide for themselves as opposed to going to actually see the drop down. And secondly, if you plan on having this page up for a month or maybe 2 months, that way Google can actually read those words and can actually try to try to get you some traffic for those words. But yeah, I mean, really, I would fix up the headline a little bit. The sub headline, I feel that it's lacking just a bit too. I mean, all it says is gift box or gift experience. Like, I still don't know what Haryadi does. Like, yeah, you guys are giving away presents and all that stuff, and yeah, I might always remember this experience, some kind of helicopter ride or a supercar. But what does Haryadi do? I mean, that's probably going to be something that your own customers are going to be asking themselves as well. So I would most definitely answer that on the page 2, possibly in the sub headline, like Haryadi is your gift. It makes gift giving easily, or makes gift giving easy through your mobile app or through your mobile or something like that. So really, what does it do? That's kind of what I'm deducing from the image, but that's what I would do. And that I would do. And this might only apply for the US or for like North America, something like that. But I might change the actual order of the fields. Like, normally email is left as the last field, just so people kind of like fill in their name and then email, or what they want and then their name and then email. So that's just my own opinion. I'm not sure if that's really going to drive up your conversion rate too much, but that's really how most people tend to like fill out forms. So they might be used to that flow. And looking at the rest of the page, okay, there's just this image here at the bottom, which really isn't doing too much. Yeah, it's kind of pushing attention up towards the top. Like, okay, yeah, my attention is kind of going up here, but I feel as if that this space is just unnecessary. There's like no footer. There's no 2017 or any copyright on the page. So just to make the page feel a little bit more complete, I would most definitely put a simple footer at the bottom, just a really, really simple footer, just so people know that it's closed, or extend the actual page itself. So you put a footer here in this section, because I'm pretty sure you're using Kickoff Labs. So just put a footer here, so it'll extend down, and you don't have to put that secondary feature image, which is kind of an unnecessary step. So let me go ahead and sign up. Hopefully I'll win a free helicopter ride. And okay, so I like that you continue with your logo, but the same goes, like you're still keeping that black and red color scheme. It's good that you connected it to your main landing page for now, but if you change the actual color scheme, just to match it up with your actual logo, it'll look a lot better. I wouldn't link this logo back to the sign up page, because people are just going to click back and they'll be driven back exactly to the sign up page. So there's no point in actually linking that. So get rid of that image link, because really what you want people to do is you actually want to tell them you're now entered to actually win, because actually you're leading in with a thanks for your interest. I didn't sign up to just out of interest. I signed up for a contest for a helicopter ride. So focus on that. Like, okay, well, you've now entered to win the prize. Increase your chances by inviting more friends to sign up. So yeah, simplify this. 3 winners will win gift of their choice on launch. Okay. So yeah, I mean, once again, take a look at the grammar. Make sure that your grammar is on point. I mean, just works actually. Like right now, this kind of reads just a little bit odd. 3 winners will win gift of their choice. Will win their gift of choice upon launch. That might work a little bit better, but yeah, okay, just fix it up. And same goes for this section here. Like if I scroll down and the page ends on the rank number, so that means like the sign up number and all that, and there's no padding or no space underneath, it just feels a little bit weird. I would most definitely put a footer at the bottom, just so it pushes this section up, and I could scroll this a little bit higher on the page as opposed to getting to the very, very end and seeing this section too. And also what I might do is compress, so make the image a little bit smaller, not necessarily compress it, but makes the image dimensions smaller. You can actually do it within Kickoff Labs. Just grab the actual corner and pull in. That way it'll be smaller, and the page would actually probably be a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter, hopefully like around here, where people can actually see that, okay, there's actually more to the page. The main focus would be the share buttons, but people would still see that there's more to the page and that they could see their progress here towards the bottom. Okay, so hopefully that's been some good advice. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
Who's the next page, is he?
The next lucky victim. No, I'm playing. The next. Okay, so the next page is going to be Giovanni Washington. It's Black Goddess within.
Okay, I've got that page up here. Then.
And actually, I just want to go ahead and thank them for saying that it's a cool service. Yeah. So.
We enjoy doing it.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so let's take a look at this page. So I'm trying to look at the page title here. It comes up. It looks like it's the default campaign title. And so I went look at the page settings, and you can do that within Kickoff Labs or ask support how to do it, and just make the page title a little bit cleaner with some spaces and actually word it out closer to your main headline. The thing that struck me about this page, because I've scrolled through it once already, is that if you look at the page as I'm scrolling through, there's some really great, amazingly strong imagery throughout the page that tell a story. Like if you just look at the pictures, like you can kind of get an idea of the story of the page and what it's about, which I love that about the pictures. But the whole top of this page is just this blue background section. And I'm not usually one for suggesting that you should put images behind text and remove the readability, but you've got so many strong images that you can do you can make them slightly opaque so the text is still readable here. I wish this top section had like this image with this woman here on the top section of the page, and maybe her on this side of the text, not centered in the text. So then it sort of looked like she's looking and sort of pressing the person who's here to sign up right away. There's this top section of the page that doesn't have a logo, that just feels like it's empty. And the page would honestly be better if it just started here like this instead of having this empty top section. That's something else that I know is you can turn off sections, and so that's something that's available to you to do as well. And we could help with that if needed. Because the page would look a lot cleaner if it started here, if it had a background image here with some opaqueness. And then because you'd have an image, you wouldn't want an image and an image, so then skip right to this next piece of text, which is actually really important. So it would move up if you did that, and you move this image, these three images down lower on the page, then this text, which is really some of the stronger text on the page, would come up above the fold, because you'd see on this section Black women, and you'd see that right up top instead of having to scroll to see it. And so without even looking at this copy, that's kind of my first 2 cents on the page. Now let's take a deeper look at the copy. The Loving the Black Goddess Within 14-day self-care challenge. This easy-to-follow 14-day self-care program provides support, guidance, and community necessary as you recognize and love your inner divine. I think the thing that's missing is you've described what it is per se, but you're not explaining anywhere in here what you do or what I get for signing up. Like, am I signing up for the challenge? Am I signing up for a guide, a program? Like, what am I signing up for? I don't clearly understand that. And after reading this much text, I should clearly understand before I get to the sign up form what I get in exchange for signing up. Second bit of feedback is, as what Izzy said, is you can reorder this form. I would put the email second and the first name first. It's just sort of standard order that people do, is email and then first name. And then this call to action this button could be matched up with whatever the call to action really is, like get the guide or start the challenge. And that would be a much stronger call to action than sign up now, because sign up now is sort of ambiguous. You don't know what it is. And so if that said get the guide, it would be a much stronger tie-in, so that you actually knew what you were signing up for as part of it. And then I do like you've got a countdown timer, so it makes it clear that there's a limited amount of time for people to sign up. And so you're sort of, but it doesn't explain what that's counting down to, because this says 14-day challenge, but then there's 20 days to sign up. Like, have some text above or below the timer that explains when the timer runs out, what's happening here. Because I get that you're trying to motivate people to sign up, but it doesn't explain why it's motivation on the page. Like I said, I love the images. I think they go with the story. We scroll down, the page uses a good mix of, I'll sometimes tell people that there's too many different types of fonts on the page, but for some reason it seems to work with the way that you've spaced out the different font sizes on the page, because it feels like a real speaking pattern. Like you're sort of yelling and then saying, "Are you tired? Do you feel?" You're asking questions. I really love this copy on the page. And then then the call to action: reclaim your birthright. And I really like all this copy on the page. I wouldn't change it. I just think you're missing. A clear call to action. So maybe this has it down here: mindset, community. So it's sort of what you are about, but it still doesn't say what you're giving people. Yeah, I love a lot of the visuals. I love the copy on the page. I just think you need to make it much clearer what people are getting in exchange for signing up and what is in it for them to get it. You've explained what you are a lot, but you don't explain why I should sign up right now. So let's assume that I just decided I like your copy so much I'm going to sign up anyway. All right, so then this page, thank you for your interest, invite friends and win amazing rewards. It looks like you took our default copy and you put it in an image. And so I have a couple things wrong with that. One is that I wouldn't use our default copy here because it's not specific to your brand and what you're doing. It's not the same language that you used on the past page. It doesn't fit the speech that I saw on the page before it. I would imagine something like, thanks for choosing to be divine, or you've chosen to be divine, something that matches what they saw on the last page. This image here that you have with the woman looking at the text would actually be really good on that first page to the left or right side of the text on that first page underneath the blue. And then the copy in here, if you change the thank you to be something more with your brand, let's see what you're actually giving away. Self-care juicy goodness is coming your way. I still don't understand what that means I'm getting. The next one is, it looks like it's an ebook. And the next one is a retreat. I don't know. It's still not exactly clear what these rewards are. And so I would try to make it much clearer what the rewards are. Okay. Oh, it's a card deck with inspirational messages. I didn't know what that was from just the top headline in each of these things. And the Rhythm Quest retreats, I don't quite know what it is. And then entry to meet the Black Goddess within retreat. I guess I sort of know what that is. And I would be more specific here, like share your link, earn retreats or earn rewards. It's not just about points. It's about what you're giving away or what they could win. And so be more specific in the copy and use your own branding and messaging in the copy that's here. And I think this page could be much stronger because you've taken a lot of our default text, this text, and you've just left in this headline text, and you've left that on the page. But that's not at all how this page was. This is definitely not our default text that was in each of these widgets and copy. And I would take that same personality and put it onto the thank you page. It gets repeated. Izzy, did you have any feedback?
I was muted. Sorry about that, but not necessarily. Maybe just a bit of feedback on the sign up page. There's like a blank white spot at the very,
yeah. I mentioned that. So so they could kill that, and if they couldn't figure out though.
I guess secondary would probably be larger call to action buttons. Like they feel awfully small for some reason. Like when I'm actually scrolling, the copy is really big, really good, but the call to actions, for some reason, they feel just a little bit buried. You can actually make this button bigger too. Like if you actually jump into the page designer, click the button, it'll tell you edit button, and you could change it to a large button. That's probably what I would do. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move on to the next page, and I believe it was submitted by Josue. So we're looking at Josue's page at campaign.mybusybox.com/September. Okay, that's quite the URL. So let's see what's on the actual page. So I'm looking at VisiBox smart ozone system. Okay, the power of ozone, nature's most effective sanitation agent. Okay, but I like the page here. I mean, it looks pretty, it looks nice, looks professional, looks like a good design, but there's no call to action here. Like, the only thing for me to click on is a big help button, which you're not even online. It's just like an email button. I really don't like these. I like when there's a help button that has links to a support page, or maybe, or is manned by a live person. So that's like the main call to action. That's the main clickable thing, because this has color, looks like a button. That's probably what people are going to click. Let's see what else I can click. Okay, be water, let your mind and body flow in unison. Okay, and let's see what else. Click alkaline lifestyle. Okay, so I'm not really sure what this page is like, what I'm supposed to be doing, and it seems like it's a campaign because it's under a subdomain. So so generally, when you're publishing some kind of campaign page, I wouldn't really treat it like a homepage, like a website. This kind of has that like homepage website feel, which is the top nav bar and maybe some more, some more information here when I scroll. But this top part is an extremely crucial section. Let me go and show you what Kickoff Labs does for our own home website, and you'll notice that most of the 99% of successful websites use the same kind of formula currently, where you'll have some kind of, I mean, yes, you'll have your nav bar at the top and you'll have some navigational elements, but towards the center, or towards where a visitor's eyes are going to be drawn, there will be a call to action. So whether it's try Kickoff Labs now, which is going to sign you up for a service, or driving me to a purchase page, or maybe to an informational page, something like that, that's going to actually get you far better results, as opposed to just driving people to what looks like a slideshow. I mean, with just a couple images. I mean, really, this isn't going to drive people to take any type of action, as opposed to, as I mentioned, just clicking maybe the help button, and then they'll probably walk away. But really, like, what's the point of this campaign? What are you trying to get people to do? Are you trying to are you trying to educate people as far as a VisiBox? Are you trying to get them to make a purchase? Are you trying to get them to download some kind of white paper about the actual ozone system? Like, what exactly are you trying to get people to do under this campaign? Like, why am I under campaign and December? That just feels kind of weird to me. I mean, you might be changing the actual URL, which is fine. Maybe this is actually going to live on the homepage, but if you could tell us in the chat, I mean, like, yes, this is a homepage, or this is meant to be a landing page where,
even if it's a homepage, there's still, like, I don't see what you want me to do there, other than like ask for help or contact you. Those are the only two calls to action on the page, and I don't think that's what you're after. I think you're after trying to get more customers, either through a purchase or sign up to an email list or something, and there's just not clear that that's anywhere on this page.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and scroll a little bit on the page, and let's see if there is. Oh crap! And there is grand opening limited. Oh man, this would really be pushed up towards the actual top, because right now.
But then what do I do with it? There's still no button to click.
There's still no button. Like, I want it. I want
30% off.
Yeah, I want it, but how can I get it? Very true, very true. So yeah, so there should be some kind of call to action. Sign up to get 30% off your first VisiBox system. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to our showcase page, where you're going to see. Let me show you like a really cool page. So check this out. I mean, this is like a really basic one. I want you guys to, after this webinar, jump into kickofflabs.com/showcase. Jump to the pages that that grab your attention the most. But I really like this page. Like, this is really just telling people, okay, this is what's going to happen. Sign up to get your first product at half price. Don't miss out. Really basic. The call to action is also really basic, but tied to the actual call. But tied to the copy. Half off, please. But but see how it just flows. Like, okay, yes, I want my offer. I sign up for my offer. I get my offer. I share my offer with friends. Boom. Like that's really how you're going to get a ton of people to actually sign up. And right now, like the water space is really huge. So I think that, so we finally get to a call to action, to a contact us. And once again, it's a contact us button, which just contact us form. I mean, I would really rework this page just a little bit to put a call to action at the very top, because I feel as if that you're in a pretty good market. Put a call to action at the top and put some kind of, and tie some kind of offer to it. Tie the get 30% off, and maybe you might have some kind of white paper. I would really like it, maybe even include that too. Like sign up to get 30% off and to get your free ebook on all the benefits about our smart ozone system. And you would just package this into a simple little, like 1, 2 page, 3 page ebook, like a little PDF, simple to do within Google Docs. You deliver this upon sign up, and people get that instant gratification of like, oh, okay, well, I got something just for signing up, and I'll be getting that 30% off once it's ready. So yeah, that's my advice for this page. And let me see if there's any kind of, I mean, just contact us. That's pretty much it. There's no, it's contact us all over the place. Yeah, and then contact us, really just like a simple contact us, like get 30% off just by sending an email to VeziBox, and we'll respond to you with your discount code and purchase link. And you can actually start taking pre-orders on this too. Like the smart thing to do would be to start pre-ordering, like using something like celery.com, try celery.com, or there's a couple of those services too. So look into that. Alrighty, Josh, do we have any more pages, or that's pretty much it for today?
I think that's it for today. There's nobody else in the chat that's there. I think we got through all the chatted pages, and we don't really have time to get too deep into anything else.
Very true. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. So always happy to provide feedback on all of your pages. We would love to see any kind of improvements that you make within the next few weeks. I believe we're going to be doing the next landing page reviews in about 2 or 3 weeks, because we're actually going to be doing a couple more events, some customer interviews, and next week we'll be talking about how you can actually grow your email list virally. Like we do have our customer showcase page, which Josh Ledgard just shared with you guys, but we're going to be doing another customer case study and some non-customer case studies too. So stay tuned for those. That'll be happening next Thursday at 11 a.m. as well. I don't have the link, but you will see the link sent to you guys via an email probably by tomorrow, if not by Monday. Okay. And thank you so much to Josh for joining us.
Thanks,
Josh,
everyone.
any last words?
Nope. Thanks for coming, and look forward to seeing you all again and helping you out with the product.
Cool. All right. So if you need any additional help, just go ahead and feel free to email support@kickofflabs.com. And since you've bared with Josh and I throughout this entire hour, feel free to email us directly. Josh's email is josh, Josh, @kickofflabs.com. I'm Izzy, Izzy, Izzy @kickofflabs.com. So feel free and email us, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye, guys.